basically fires me. But he couldn't fire me because hadn't done anything wrong or illegal or violation of policy. And I had a clean record. I literally had no lawsuits and no complaints. I had one complaint that was withdrawn, which was one, from Santana Block,
Yeah.
And that was withdrawn. So I really had no complaints and no lawsuits. I'd been there like 7 or 8 years, something like that. And no, maybe at that time, maybe 6. And then, so nothing happened, nothing transpired. All the guys just waved and they were telling me what, basically, I guess Sergeant Roller, was he sergeant?
No, he had just become, he was a lieutenant or a captain at that time.
And somebody else
He's
came
the one
in
that
there.
presented everything in the briefing.
And who else was with him?
You had
I can't
Percy
remember.
Perrodin, you had Captain Roller, and you had R.E. Allen.
Okay. So, but they said Roller was doing all the talking.
Mm-hmm.
Captain, or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, Sergeant Roller when I was there. He was a sergeant.
Yeah.
So I said, man, what Roller? I said, Roller. Now, Roller was a political climber for sure. Okay. So I knew he would do something dirty like that. But I said, was the chief there? Some people said yes, and some people said no. So I don't know. Or maybe he went to some briefings on day shift and other ones, but they were driving my father crazy. He had already had a heart attack because,
of all the stress,
all the shit with Reggie and all that stuff. Because those were his friends, and he saw. I think Red finally saw. I said, they don't give a shit.
No,
they don't even care. They don't care about the truth. No, they don't care about your friendship.
They believed in their truth.
Yeah, well, they believed in what their business. They were trying to do business. Which I don't care.
They were doing their narrative, man.
Don't mess with innocent people, man. That's my thing. You messing with innocent people. So anyway, that all transpired. So now I'm really kind of pissed at the chief. And like I said I think I said on one of your programs, that I really respected the chief. So much that my second daughter is named after him.
Yeah.
Her middle name is Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah. And then I find out later he's doing this stuff. Man, I had to change the story. Hey, my daughter's named after Taylor Golf Club. So I just got to change something. No, it wasn't Chief. It was Taylor Golf Club.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, yeah. Well, anyway, that's the story I tell now. And, I really liked the chief. I mean, I saw him growing up. He'd come by sometime.
Went to Compton High?
I don't know.
Born and raised in
But
Compton?
I seen all them dudes, all the OGs from the 70s. I knew from when I was a kid because they would come by my grandmother's house. Or they would come by my mother's house when he was dropping off money or whatever, right? Or Christmas or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of them I would see because they would play cards or whatever, either at my grandmother's house. And there was also, you don't know this guy. I don't think you know him. Do you know Jimmy Carter?
Sounds familiar. But
okay, Jimmy Carter is like my father and his wife, who is Rose. That's why I say I went to Rose Carter School of Driving, because she used to have us like kids in the 66 Chevy Malibu SS, right? So anyway, my father and Rose were real tight, and Jimmy became a Compton police officer from like 1970 to like, he quit and started a trucking business after 4 years on the department. But anyway, that's where I would see everybody like K. Reeves, Stone, Fat Jack. Yeah. I seen Fat Jack more than anybody. But I would see everybody. I seen your dad.
Yeah.
I didn't really talk to him. I was a little kid, but I would see these guys at the station or whatever. And I knew all the old chiefs and stuff like that. So now I'm pissed. I was real pissed at Huey Taylor. I couldn't believe he was doing that. It really, it was like heartbreaking, man. It was heartbreaking. So I started calling him Chief Rhino Bud and Vertebrae. It's not right, but that's how I cope.
That was his nickname. We named him.
So anyway, hey Chief, if you hear this, don't worry about it, Chief. It's over with, okay? Don't worry about it. But anyway, so So here's the dramatic part. Here's the John Wayne shit. So all this happens over the course of a week or two. I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, and then somebody beat somebody beat me. I was pissed. I was all hyped up because I was talking to my Marine buddies. I had no Compton PD. I just had two of my Marine buddies, and they're like, "Hey, man, what would happen to these people? If they were one of us." I'm like, I mean, and just I'm like, no, man.
Friendly fire, man.
Yeah, we ain't
That's what
doing
would
it.
happen.
Yeah, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't gonna be like them. So anyway, they were getting me all hyped up. So then I get this beep. He goes, "Hey, Mason, you told me to let you know when the chief, I goes, he at the softball game, did he show up? Because the chief didn't come all the time. And when he came to the softball game,
We were surprised to see him
yeah,
there,
he
man.
would sit on the bench, and
Yeah.
every once in a while he would bat. So you didn't know if he was going to come or play or whatever. But this time he came, so they beat me. So I rolled over their code 3 in my 900 turbo Saab that my dad bought from Ed Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
It was that white one.
Yeah.
I booked over there. I saw the chief on the thing. It's the first time I've seen him since he told me he wasn't going to do the investigation. So, man, I had my cuffs. Oh, man, I did some Clint Eastwood shit, man. That's why they start calling me a 5150. Now you got a reason. I saw the chief. I went straight for him, man. I'm like, and I walked right across the diner. It was a game. I think it was Torrance PD or one of those. South
We were
things.
playing against them, man.
Yeah.
Up here in Carson.
So the referee, what's the guy? The umpire?
The umpire.
Not the referee. The umpire comes out, hey, man, you're walking across the middle of the field. I'm like, I was beeline right from Uri. And then he saw me. He didn't move. What's he going to do, run? He can't run. He's 400 pounds.
I was playing first base, man.
But he used to tell me I'm a track star. Every time I saw him, even when I was a little kid, he goes, I was a track star. I was thinking in my mind, I don't think so. Maybe you ran track, but the star, maybe not. I need some documents. That's what I tell him. I need proof. I need video. Right? So anyway, I pull out my cuffs and everybody's like, hey, Paul, well, they don't know what's going on, but they worry because they see me walking. I walk across the softball field in Stevenson's Village, Carson. And I drop my cuffs. He's on the inside of the dugout, so we weren't face to face. He's sitting on the inside of the dugout. I walk across the field. They stop the game, and I'm pissed. I don't care. I'm in full war mode, full battle mode. And I threw down my handcuffs on the outside of the dugout. And I told him, I said, hey, Chief, you telling everybody else to arrest me. Why don't you get your fat ass up and arrest me?
Ooh,
And everybody went, Paul, that's the chief. Oh, Paul. I'm like, I told anybody touch me, I'm going to break your ass. Anybody fucking touch. I was pissed. I was like, you know how you go to DEFCON 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? I was DEFCON 0, okay? The nuclear war already happened. That I was psychologically already, I'm like, I dare somebody to touch me. I was gonna snap necks. I was so full of adrenaline. I was tired, and the stuff on top of the stuff with the stolen check.
Yeah,
and
man.
On top of them kicking me out of my job on some BS because I'm telling the truth, and on top of Reggie and his crookery. All of this kind of came over a course of a month, right? All at once, and then I was out. They sent me to Lawrence Bloom.
Yeah, I've visited him a few times.
Who worked for the city.
Yeah.
He does what the chief tells him to do, so I thought Lawrence Bloom was going to whack me.
Lawrence Bloom. Yeah.
He sent me back to work. They didn't like that. So they sent me to this other hack, psychiatrist in, I think it was in San Gabriel or somewhere over there, like Alhambra or San Gabriel. I went in there. I stayed with this guy for I took probably 2,000 word questions. I'm used to it because of the Air Force. The job I had, we used to have to do that stuff. That was day 1. And then an interview, and day 2. And then on day 3, this small talk where they try to trick you up. And I told him straight out, he goes, hey, do you feel suicidal? And I'm like, no. He goes, Oh, because your roommate died. I go, hey man, look, I'm in the armed forces. I've seen people killed before. And before the armed forces, I've seen my kids, some of my friends killed in Compton as a little boy. That stuff it's traumatic. And because it was Kevin and Jimmy, it was, a little more intense. But this ain't my first rodeo, not even close. So the chief, he didn't know what to say at the softball game.
He didn't say much. I think he only said 2 words.
He said, "Come on, Paul," or something like. I think he said, "Come on, Paul."
Yeah.
But all the other dudes, there was a couple dudes stood up, so I thought they was gonna come out there. I was gonna knock the shit out. I'm just telling you, God, my witness. Somebody was gonna get hurt. So, because I was pissed, they were just telling all these like lies and defending them, and they're basically corrupt, all of them, and evil. And they didn't like that shit, and I told them to their face. I told Reggie to his face. I told little fat Reggie to his face. I told the chief to his face. I told them all they was crooks. So since they couldn't fire me on some legitimate basis, they started policy 5150 because Kevin got killed. I'm like,
that was the rumor.
Yeah, get out of here. So, yeah, it was crazy, man. So
I laughed, man. I was like, when he threw the cuffs on, arrest me, you fat ass. You put the cuffs on me.
Yeah.
And I was just going, oh man, this is going to be fun to watch. I just stood there. I didn't say nothing. And it was something else, man.
Yeah, so anyway, nothing transpired.
No,
it was just a lot of drama.
He left. He got up and he walked away.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point was, I wanted everybody to know what my perspective was, and I wanted them to know that the chief and all them guys were crooks. I made sure I called them crooks in front of all the other cops. And I'm like, what kind of person would do that to the chief? I've never had any problems, and they all worked with me or knew of me. I'm like, I've never had any problems here for 8 years, and now all of a sudden I'm crazy. Why? Because I'm telling about the checks that were stolen.
Yeah.
So they try to cover it up. Not different than what's happening now on the global political scale, which is why I hate politics. I mean, politics good versus evil. I don't do all this A-team. Remember that crap? A-team and the
A-team, the B-team. And I brought that up before, man. There's an A-team and the B-team. You just try to stay in the middle, man. I'm just going to try to do the righteous thing and the justice about it. But they kind of made you want to choose.
So nothing happened. Red was already retired or starting to retire or something. They sent me, I went to another, of course I went to the VA, but see what they would say. And I saw during the same time. So I had my own doctor.
Yeah.
I said, test me, and I told them what was going on, and they gave me a letter that said you can go back to work. So none of the crap they were saying, but that didn't stop them from continually saying it to cover
harassment.
No, yeah, no. Well, they were trying to cover their asses.
Yeah.
And they knew I wasn't the type of guy they would stop. So they had to make people think there's something mentally wrong with him to cover their asses. That's all they were doing. They're not stupid. They're crooks, but they're not stupid. They do stupid things, but they're not stupid people. It's really their behavior. And so what? It's been 33 years now. Nobody's ever heard much of our side of the story. I still, to this day, hear people say and repeat stuff that started 33 years ago.